charged. We did. It was a little driving Miss Daisy on the way up here. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, I was driving Miss Daisy. She had some real balls on her. They weren't killing me. They were doing their impression of like just how easy it is to do black comedy.
Like Def Jam. Like black folks be, but you can catch a white folk, doing that shit.
What I wanted to share with you for just a minute, because Penny has something that you have to see, and it's absolutely magnificent. One of the things that we have been together working on over the past few months are the discoveries that are being made by the scientists and the astronomers today. We've tracked each one of these, as you know, from the first discovery of Pegasus, which fulfilled the book of Revelation, right up until they discovered through the pineal Leo, and then discovered planet 9, and the number 9 being consciousness, and the 9th planet was found in the constellation of Corona Borealis, which is the northern crown. This is such an amazing thing. These are planets which are circling suns, which are twins of the sun in our solar system, and they found 9 of them. And everything came right along with scriptural evidence, and it showed us an intelligence behind it, even to the point where after they found the 8th, everything stopped. And then in the book of Revelation it says where there was silence in heaven at the point of a half hour, and then they found the 9th in Corona. Well, after they found Corona, that would line up with the kundalini of the energy rising from the base of the spine to the brain. Then became apparent that what would come after this would be the explosion of the pineal gland, if indeed this was an intelligence communicating with us, and if indeed this was following the same motion of the body, then we would expect that the next thing that occurred would be the explosion of the pineal, because that's what would happen, as a person reaches this kundalini, or the book of life, as the Bible puts it. The energy rises up, impacts at the consciousness, the highest mind, and then there's this explosion of light pineal gland. Well, I couldn't have written a script that could have done what happened, but they revealed a picture taken by Hubble of the supernova. Now, when you look and you think, well, if something is going to be shown to us in the sky of the pineal gland explosion, you would figure there's, your eyes and the third eye in the center, which is the pineal gland. Well, the picture from Hubble was revealed and then put in color and so forth. And Penny was able, she took the picture from National Geographic. Penny, you want to come up here for just a minute? And we're going to make these available and how much were they? $1? Because that's what it cost her to have these printed. But I don't know what else I can do or anybody could do to show you the message that's coming from the universe today. If you're looking for the picture of the third eye, the single eye of God, and then the Hubble telescope focuses on this object, which Dr. Chris Burrows of the European Space Agency said, we've never seen anything like this before. I'm following the crown, and here it is. And I mean, what else could it be? And there are the two, and there's the third eye in the center, and it's right after. And, how could anybody not stop and say, we are about to be touched here in a big, big way? And I'll read you something from Astronomy Magazine, which talks about what is going to happen as this center expands and collides with the gases and so forth and so on. And it is the explosion of light. And it follows to us, the message follows to us right in line with the 8 discoveries of the planet. So Penny has these, and I just think you should really have it, because you've gone to church all of your life, but if God has finally chosen to send a picture of himself and put it on the front page of National Geographic, it's nice if a few people look anyhow,
Well,
Okay.
Penny had them made up for the church, and they're on sale in the store.
Oh, they are? They're $10. No, I wouldn't do such a thing. Yeah, George, yes. And for George got a few Brooklyn bucks, maybe, give a contribution.
I just unloaded.
Okay. Well, anyhow, there they are, and it's just beautiful. So you want to take that? The second thing that occurred that was very interesting as part of the Coptic keys. Remember the Coptics of Egypt who practiced what is called the Monophysite doctrine. And the Coptics practiced the Monophysite doctrine. And what the Monophysite doctrine is physics. They were physicists thousands of years ago. And they said people were not saved by faith. People were saved by knowledge. And the Coptics told us about this number, 45, 55. And they said, hold that close to you. Well, in our investigation that helped with Debbie, we located 4555 to be a galaxy, an unnamed galaxy, with a very bright center, sharply defined features, located in the constellation Coma, which is mother and child, and in the zodiacal sign Virgo. And that's a picture of 4555. Well, Al was working on the computer in Groliers and found something very interesting. Why don't you come on up here and share this with everybody, because what's interesting about this is everything we look for, to me, has to harmonize. There has to be a harmony. There has to be a harmony with the body, with the earth, and with the universe, or none of this works. In other words, Dr. Gary Toller of Goddard Space Lab says 10% of the universe is visible, 90% is hidden. Your brain, 10% left side active, 90% right side hidden. And then, of course, we have 12 constellations in the ecliptic, 12 signs in the zodiac. You have 12 cranial nerves in your brain. So everything has to be in a harmony. And what made this so important is that if there's a harmony between this, which is a galaxy that we're aware of, and us, then that would be significant. And so that's what Al found here. I want you to...
Okay. I started this looking for under plasma because I found out that the universe is full of plasma. And I said, plasma, blood, we're full of plasma. I just got to be a correlation, something there. So I was looking up different things on Groliers, and I found out something on blood. And just briefly, it says, it is complex in its composition and its function. Blood has two main constituents. The cells, or corpuscles, comprise about 45%. And the liquid portion, or plasma, in which the cells are suspended, comprise 55%. I thought that was interesting. 45, 55 inside you in blood, plasma, and there's plasma in the universe.
Very good. Hang on to that one, because that's a good... So there you develop and you find a harmony. Once again, you find a harmony. So these are the things we're looking at. And, where people find this very difficult, a lot of people find this very difficult to comprehend. And of course, people that are based in fundamentalist religion find it difficult, which is very strange to me, because whenever you prove something scientifically, it shouldn't be difficult. It should be extremely easy, and you should be able to run with it. But I find difficult to comprehend fish swallowing people, snakes talking, donkeys talking, people, all this kind of business. They have no trouble with that. But see, that makes you really frightened, because that's normal. I mean, there's a story in the Bible of a guy riding on a jackass. He hits the jackass, and the donkey turns around and says, "What'd you do that for?" That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Or, these Adam and Eve, two English people in the garden, they don't have any pants on. They're running around, and a snake tells them, "Hey, you don't have any shorts on." And, oh, Jesus, and I'll get some fig leaves. And then a guy named God comes down out of the sky and says, "Who told you didn't have any shorts on?" And they said, "Well, the snake. What do you think?" I mean, this is okay. See, we're raised on this kind of stuff. And when you get to the point of being able to explain these things scientifically, it becomes, not that it's oppressive to people in fundamentalism, it becomes frightening to them, because all of a sudden they start, even if they won't admit it to you, they have to go home and say, "Gosh, this guy made sense." And that's scary, because I have faith in God. But see, the problem with it is they really don't have faith in God. They have faith in the person who told them about God. And that person who told them about God, he has faith because he heard it from somebody else who told him, or they read it in a book or whatever. But nowadays, with the wonders that are being discovered by science all over, you don't have to have faith anymore. you can become part of it and you can experience it. I want to introduce a couple of friends who come all the way down from New York City and have been with us before. And they have television programs up in New York. And come on up for a moment, okay? Rita and Sutton. And once you make them welcome, come all the way from New York and tell us. It's good to see you again. And Sutton, tell us about your program and what's going on up in the city.
Well, Rita has a new show called The Wise Woman Way.
The Wise Woman Way.
Wise Woman Way. And on that show, she does affirmations and a meditation, which was the first time that she's done a televised meditation.
Which is very exciting. And we're getting really good responses to it, and people are writing in for affirmations, and I'm getting a lot of email, and I have a daily email on the web. And
Great. I get it.
Yeah, and I send you, I send two people's email address, a daily affirmation, but I also have one that you can visit if you want to.
What channel is your program on?
We're on channel 17 on Friday night in Manhattan at 8 o'clock, and then the
original show is Wake Up in Your Dream, and that's where we talk about creating your own reality with your thoughts, beliefs, and ideas. So that's a little bit of like the mechanics of it, and then Rita does the implementation with the meditation and the affirmations on Friday night.
Okay, and then
so they kind of
is that in Brooklyn at the same time?
Well, now we're in Brooklyn on Sundays at 12:30 on channel 34 and channel 67, which is exciting.
You know, I don't like to, because you have a very sophisticated program and a very, very good, deep program, but I really think there's a guy who is very sophisticated, very deep here, and I want to go over and say hello to George.
Okay.
Great. George, come on up here. I want you to be on TV. Tell us, come on over here, George. How are you?
I'm great. I had my 81st birthday in May,
Okay.
and
Wait a minute.
and what I do is I revise the numbers. So I'm really 18.
And you didn't say that to get a round of applause or anything. Where do you live?
Yeah, I love it.
Where do you live in Brooklyn?
I'm a little bit of a shtick maker.
No, I know.
I've been.
Where do you live in New York?
I live in Brooklyn, New York, which is the Marine Park area. Nice, still beautiful neighborhood. And I've been a Brooklynite all my life. And I just wrote a small book about where I was born.
Is that
It's
right?
memoirs. It's called Brownsville, Brooklyn,
Isn't that
which I believe it's a good little chapter in my life growing up in the streets. And
you and Mike Tyson.
I'm not going to bite your ear.
No, that's what I was wondering.
I'd rather kiss you.
I don't blame you.
You deserve a kiss.
I don't blame you.
But I don't go that way. I love the girls.
Okay.
But anyway, I just wanted to say to you that my daughter is so